Welcome to episode 0 of the Sprocket Formula. Today we'll be talking about our anticipation for Guild Wars 2 beta weekend happening the 27th to the 29th. I'm your host Dagnis with co-host Duxk.
That's with a K.
And Stringdude.
Hey guys.
If you want to contact us in-game, we'll be on the Emery server with our respective names. You can also contact us at TheSprocketFormula@gmail.com. So, to start us off today, we'll just have a little roundtable fun about what we're most anticipating. I myself am really looking forward to the crafting professions, largely because the past MMOs I've played, such as Rift and WoW, it's really constrictive as to what you really make. You basically get a formula, or you get what you're supposed to make, and then you just gather their things. But in Guild Wars 2, it's very much, you actually build those components, like with a shoe, you actually have to get the sole of the shoe and another piece, and then whatever you're going to enchant it with. So I'm really excited because it looks complex, but I have a feeling once I get my hands on it, it's going to be pretty simple. What about you, Duxk?
I'm really excited about the questing. I love doing quests. I'm a self-considered quest machine, so I'm looking forward to doing all the quests in the game, like exploring the areas through questing, while questing with friends, by myself, with other people, doing a lot of things while questing, and just seeing the game as it organically kind of develops in front of me.
So what about the dynamic events? How do you feel about those?
I'm actually really looking forward to those dynamic events. I really want to get that feeling when I walk into a zone and something's happening. I want to say, whoa, man, let me go help out over there. And at the end, be rewarded with experience.
Or karma. There's a lot of currencies from what I've seen in the game so far.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Stringdude? What are you looking forward to the most?
As you guys all know, I'm going to be playing an elementalist, so I'm going to have...
What?
Yeah, of course. That's always my first character. I'm always an elementalist. I like the range to them and everything. So in Guild Wars 2, of course, I'm going to have those 4 attunements, and I'm really looking forward to not just having a staff in my hand. I actually can have anything from a dagger, a scepter, trident, anything really. I'm really looking forward to that and how that changes my abilities.
So you actually have melee weapons? We engineers don't have any.
I mean, like, I have a dagger, and the dagger is going to actually help with, like, range and stuff. So, like, with a regular staff, it's going to be mostly AoE and long-range things. The dagger is going to be medium to short range.
So, from what I've understood of the beta coming up, the max level for PvE is level 20. Any of you guys disappointed about that? Personally, I kind of am, but it's a beta.
I'm not thoroughly disappointed because this is just, I'm guessing is going to be largely a stress test on their player base and see how many people they can handle at a time. Level 20 caps it out, so they give you enough where you don't see everything, but you see enough to get excited for the game. The only thing I do not like about this beta is just that, once again, it is a beta and they still have not officially given a actual release date. So I know that Dagnis and I were talking earlier before we started recording about them not specifying this, and people already using money to buy the pre-purchase just to get into these beta events, expecting the game to be coming around the corner. So it'd be really nice that after the end of the beta, we get some kind of like clarity on some kind of release date.
Yeah, I know we all know that it's for sure coming out 2012. They for sure officially confirmed that. You and me, we ended up predicting, and we hope that it will come out then, at least by the beginning of August, right? That's what
right.
we said?
We predicted August, or at the luckiest, the middle of July.
That would be perfect for school, because, well, for our audience that doesn't know us, we're all college students, and summer is really the light load of the year, so it'd be really easy for a new game that we want to splurge like crazy on to come out then. So it's the best time.
I did want to comment on, since the max level capacity in Guild Wars 1 was 20, and the beta, the max we can get is 20, I think that's really appropriate. Especially all the content that we're going to have access to is going to be perfect. With the world versus world, it's going to be so much larger. I know usually I'm a PvE player, but this is kind of pushing me towards a PvP type of outlook, especially, like I said, with the weapons.
I totally agree, but my thing is just that there was much more content in 20 levels in Guild Wars than there's going to be in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, I feel like this is going to be an ever-present environment that you're going to have to be actively searching for people to join you if you're very sociable like I am. So feel free, like I said, our handles are on the bottom of the page. Feel free to contact me. I'm no stranger to questing in groups. Like he was saying, I do think it's appropriate that the level cap is 20, and of course there's a lot more things to do. World versus World, the PvP.
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, World versus World, of course. I mean the PvP matches and stuff like that, and on top of exploring as much as we can in 20 levels.
One thing I'm actually gonna find pretty funny is people whose internet connection is pretty spotty on the World versus World battles. I wonder how many people are going to be dropping out left and right because of bad internet when there's going to be 100+ people in one massive confined fight. It's going to be organized mass chaos, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of concerned with. I mean, I saw some videos of people at like a fortress, and they're just like, there's 100 people there just fighting against that one door. So I can definitely see that as a huge problem.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, just think about all like the particle graphics and stuff like that. Like bullets flying everywhere, people shooting flames, skeletons popping out of the ground. It's just going to be a lot on a lot. So I would say for you, people who have shoddy systems, please, before you even start the beta experience, please open up your options menu on the Guild Wars 2 login screen and just fix the options to an appropriate level where you think you'll be able to handle the game enjoyably.
Yeah, don't put it to your max that you can get out of it unless you have a B system. But if you got a shoddy one, keep it lower than what your max is. You can use fraps and check your frame per second. And just make sure without vertical sync that you're going like a good over 60. That way when the graphics get tough and you start chugging, you can still chug yourself. Kill some people.
Do you think in PvE you're going to be chugging too much? You think
PvE?
Huge battles in PvE?
There's not that many that I've seen so far. I mean, there's not compared to PvP.
Oh, of course not. But you do have your dynamic events, which you're going to have a pretty large group handling those sometimes.
True. A lot of centaurs.
Yeah.
A lot of centaurs, yeah. So this beta weekend, guys, what professions, and by professions I mean quote unquote, what class will you mainly be playing? I know both of you will be playing respectively an engineer and an elementalist. I myself will be playing an engineer because this is the Sprocket formula, but I will also be taking part in possibly just looking at I will be taking part in a warrior just to kind of take a look at it. Is there any other profession besides your intended profession that you guys are like really looking forward to play, like a guardian or something?
Actually, yeah, exactly that one, guardian. Because I've always, I know I'm going back to WoW a lot, but I don't mean to say that any game is based off of WoW. It is the biggest MMO out there, but WoW is also based off of D&D for any people who are going to be like, oh, you're just saying it's stealing from WoW. No, everything is stolen from D&D if you want to play the steal game. Anyways, I really liked playing a paladin a lot in Guild Wars. I mean, not Guild, in WoW. And one thing I'm really looking forward to with the Guardian is it sounds like it's for those who are also still WoW familiar, it sounds like it's a protection priest plus protection paladin. And that really, really interests me because there's no direct heals and it's all about buffs and removing conditions. And it just sounds like it's going to be a real team player, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be very heavy support. So,
and so, Stringdude, what are you going to be playing? What's your secondary class if you had to pick one?
I'm kind of caught between a necromancer and a mesmer. I like the necromancer, how you can get into the death shroud. That looks awesome. I've seen a lot of videos on that, and just being in that, I would think it's just huge locust being.
Isn't that the elite skill?
Yeah, of course. That's the elite skill on that. So you're gonna have to charge it up. But just like the chill blades, the Reaper's touch, all that looks so awesome. Like that was my secondary from the start. I was like elementalist or necromancer, but elementalist all the way once I started seeing those videos. And then the mesmer, of course, you can create those copies of yourself. I was like, oh, that would be amazing. You have this whole army of yourself. So, but yeah, definitely elementalists.
Not that we actually need one.
The mesmer teleport skill, that one, Oh man, that's part of the only reason why I want to make a Mesmer is just for that, because I can imagine having so much fun just kiting other players around in PvP arenas using those. And one thing that also really would be really cool, I just thought of this actually top of my head, is in World versus World, if there's any like sheer cliffs, is to put a teleporter on the top of one cliff, put one at the bottom, get someone to chase you or whatever and be fighting them, and then drop some clones, pop through the teleporter, and then blow up your clones while you're at the top of the cliff. And then you can end up doing whatever as far as trying to kill them after that. But I can imagine that teleporter skill getting really crazy fun after a while.
So some kind of balance issue already we're discussing here, but we'll be talking about it more at length during the beta. I myself will probably be taking part in a warrior. I really like the chain comboing of skills on the warrior, being able to use your 1, 2, and then 3 ability to like chain abilities. My background is just that I've always liked very heavy armor type of characters. I just like different characters, and I'm really looking forward to playing the engineer as my main profession in the game, just because of just the plethora of like skills and builds and stuff like that. And we can't wait to give you guys some engineer builds in the future and the occasional Stringdude elementalist build.
Well, just as a curiosity, what weapon are you most happy for the engineer?
Myself, I know it may sound really weird. I am really looking forward to the shield. Just because this is like one of the only games where you have some kind of defensive weapon combined with a ranged weapon. So I will be leveling, and probably most of the time for PvP will be very defensive shield build type of engineer, just because I like being a little bit tanky, and I'd like to see how the shield's going to play out.
So a pistol shield guy.
Pistol shield guy all the way for me.
Okay.
I myself am going to be going probably two-handed rifle and dual pistols. Oddly enough, one of the most excited parts about it that I am for it is the the Hollow Monument items from Guild Wars 1, because the aquatic pistol looks awesome. I mean, it's a fish, like a skullish fish or skeletal fish that has been turned into a pistol, and like in its mouth it's like a very wide open pistol, like almost like a shotgun pistol almost. It's pretty big, and it's just like I just can't wait for it now to see my Asuran, and not in the beta but in the final game, my Asuran engineer with dual hand aquatic pistols. It's gonna be wicked awesome, and I cannot wait. And then also the old rifle that comes with the HOM items. I'm really pumped for that.
Is that aquatic pistol? Is it underwater that you can use it? Because I know the harpoon gun for engineers, what you can use underwater.
Oh no, the harpoon gun is the only usable weapon underwater for the engineer. No, this is just, it's called the aquatic pistol in the Hollow Monuments, if I recall, and it's just called aquatic because it's like a fish.
So Ty, like you said, you're going to be using a staff for AoE. So, but are there any other weapon combinations you're going to be using?
Oh, absolutely. For the most part, I'm going to be using Scepter Focus unless I'm with a huge group, and then I would use my staff. But the Scepter Focus, like I was saying earlier, it's going to have medium to short range distance, especially like the Phoenix ability. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it shoots a Phoenix out and actually damages all the foes, and then comes back. It looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that in PvP and PvE.
Awesome.
Pretty gnarly.
Awesome. That's going to be all the time we have for our episode 0 cast tonight. Like I said, you guys can contact any one of us. Our handle is in the information, and you can contact us on the email, which is at TheSprocketFormula@gmail.com. So we hope to see you on our beta during the beta weekend event of Guild Wars 2 on the Emery Bay server. Good night, everyone.